everyone, how are you all? It's been a long time since I've made a how-to video. Generally when I make a how-to video it's because something has happened that day where I've needed to learn how to do something and I didn't know how to do it. And then I figured it out and I thought, well, I've needed to learn how to do this, so I share it with all of you. Now, this video was very nearly a rant video where I was just going to go off on one and rant. And it's because of this device here. There it is, a BT homespot hotspot thing. Now this is an older version. So this video is about the older ones. It's not about the newer ones because the newer ones have got very limited options. We bought a newer version recently thinking it would be the same as this older version. And there's not a lot you can do with the options. It's basically just pair it up to your main router, and then you can't change the name and you can't change the password. It's all basically the same as what it is on the router, apart from it says extension. This one, you can change the options. You can change the name of it, so when you scan for Wi-Fi, you can change the password, you can change the channel frequency it runs on, you can do all of that. But if you ring up BT and ask them how to do it, they will deny everything about it. They will say no, it is impossible. This is why this video is nearly a rant video, because I changed the name of this when I first got it. So my little place here, if you watch my videos often, you know that my little place here, it's quite small. I call it a shack. So my Wi-Fi on here is called the shack. So my parents' house, which is over there, they've got the main hub that this connects to. So that has another device connected to that the main router modem hub thing, which then sends the internet into the power supply, and then this picks up. It's a fairly simple piece of technology. It's been around for years. And that's the thing, basically. The modern ones, you can't really change the names, but this is an old one, you can. Now, to change the settings, you simply open up your internet browser. I happen to use Chrome, but you could use anything you like. Type in the IP address for this device. The menu comes up. You then have to check on the back of here is the admin password. When I bought it, it was called the BT Homespot, and that was the old wireless key. It doesn't have that anymore because I changed it to what I want it to be. And then underneath that, what I found was the admin password. Now, as I said, the newer devices, you can't change that. But the old ones, you can. This device, you can very easily if you know the IP address. When I first got this device, I knew the IP address, so I could change the settings. It was really easy. And for example, if you buy a Netgear version, that's really easy because over in the house there's a wireless version of this where the signal doesn't come in through the plugs, the signal comes in through the aerials, and you can change it really easily on that Netgear one. Whereas you've also got another BT version of this which is wireless, and that you can't change. And I rang up BT when we got that saying, hang on, you know, how come, because I didn't realise they'd changed everything, so I'm trying to change the name. The first woman I spoke to, not a flipping clue. And then I spoke to another guy after that and he said, no, you can't, it's all the same. So I tried to get into the menus, and the reason I wanted to get in the menus is because I wanted to change the frequencies. There's a place down the road which is running on the same frequency as this. So I wanted to change the frequency to stop getting interference, which is something you can do. Now I'm making the video, I've done it. So that's enough talk and explanation. You want to know how to actually change it, how to find the IP address. Because I spent forever online trying to find the IP address. Now in the past, I would never have made this video. Like a year ago, you could find the IP address for this device online. It was easy to find. I say easy, it would always take me a couple of minutes to find it, but I always managed to get there. Now, I must have spent, I don't know how long I spent looking. It was a long time I spent looking for the IP address. I could not find it anywhere. The person I spoke to on the phone, she was completely incompetent. BT, your staff are useless. You need to train your staff up because they haven't got their first clue about what they're talking about. They really don't. They should not be employed by you. Sack the lot of them. The first woman I was speaking to, I wish I recorded the phone call. I really do. I could have done it easily, but I didn't. So she didn't have a clue what I was going on about. She was saying it is 100% impossible to change the details on this device. Absolutely 100% impossible. And I was like, well, actually, it is possible because I've done it. So she transferred me to BT somewhere head office. She didn't have a first clue what I was talking about. She dealt with admin or something. So she then put me through to someone who deals with hotspots. But he didn't deal with these home hotspots, these home spots. I think he dealt with like citywide hotspots. So he didn't know what I was talking about. So he told me to ring this number, which is on the back of here. And I was like, well, that is the number I rang originally. I need to plug this in because I need to show you how I figured it out. Right, I've started my screen recording so you can see what I'm seeing. As you can see here, in the corner, this is my Wi-Fi connections. This will look similar to what you're used to seeing on Windows. And as you can see, top one is called the Shack. Now the Shack is that device I just showed you. That I'm living in a shack, and that device is what I've named the Shack, which the lady on the BT helpline said was 100% impossible to do. And I've done it. I did it 1.5 years ago when I moved here. Well, I've lived here for like 2 years. For the first few months, my internet was a mess. So as you can see here, this one highlighted here, this is the main internet for the house. That is the main hub where all the signal comes in and out. That is over there in the main house. And the signal over here, it's too weak for it to reach here. Although it's showing like 2 bars here, well, a dot and a bar. It's actually, it's not good. This is another BT home spot because it came in a pack of 2. You had the device you plug into the wall that comes off the main router, and then that splits the signal up and you get 2. And the other one hasn't been changed, so that's still running on its original name. And then my one, as you can see here, is called the Shack. Now that is what I wanted to connect to, and that is what I couldn't remember the name of. And I just could not remember the IP address. It's my own silly fault. I should have written it down, and I forgot. But what I could find while searching online was how to get into the BT hub. So I did that. Alright, so the default IP address for your hub, providing you haven't already changed it, will be, and this is all for BT, okay, British Telecom equipment. It's the standard British Telecom hub in the UK, Britain, United Kingdom. So if you're on a different network, different system somewhere, this isn't going to work. Hopefully this video will still help in some way because of the way I figured it out. So the main default code, which you can find online, that's just how I found it by searching online, but I'll tell you anyway, is 192.168.1.254. You put that into your internet browser, you do http://, type in that number, press enter, and then it should take you through to this screen here. And this is the BT Smart Hub Manager. Now, I'm not going to change any of the settings here or anything, but one thing you can do, now I just discovered this just by randomly clicking. I was getting desperate by this point because I couldn't find anything. But I noticed over here on the right, it says My Devices. I simply clicked on that, and then I noticed at the bottom it's got a whole long list of devices that are connected to it. And they've got IP addresses, and I was thinking, oh my god, is this gonna work? Are these the IP addresses I need to gain access to my device? So basically I went for a process of elimination. I started with the top one, and that got me through to the menu for the device which is over there, the other hotspot. Then I tried the second IP address down, basically doing https:// type in the IP address, and it worked. And I was thinking, why is it that this is just nowhere to be found on the internet? I found so many help pages which didn't tell me this, so many forums that didn't tell me this. And that took me through to this page here, Wi-Fi home hotspot. Enter the admin password, which I have written down on here. So let's type in the admin password. And as you can see from this screen, this is where I can change the name of my network. I can change the password, the security type. As I said before at the beginning of this video, this does not work on the newer devices. The newer devices are basically set. They pair it with your hub, and then it basically has the same name as your main hub network, and it has extension or something written on the end, or ext or whatever. And then the password will be exactly the same, or something very similar. And there's nothing you can do to change that. It is completely pointless and hopeless. But I wanted mine to have a different name with a different password, just for various reasons. And as you can see at the bottom, I've changed the channel. I've changed it to channel 13. It was on channel 1, but as I said at the beginning, I was getting interference. There's a place down there which is also in channel 1. There's some free software you can download and see what frequency and channels everything runs on. So I changed it to channel 13. That area was free. I'm getting no interference. All is well. Now, why the person at BT couldn't tell me this is a mystery to me. Why she was saying it is physically impossible. I asked her if she was new. I was actually getting really annoyed with her, actually, because of her incompetence, because she kept telling me that I cannot change the name, and I kept telling her, yes, I can, because I've done it. I just can't remember the IP address, and I'm wondering if you can help me to find out what the IP address is. And she was saying there is no IP address, it's impossible, you can't do it. To pair it, you just press the button on the front, and then that pairs with the router, and then that's it. There's no menus, there's no options. You literally just plug it in, press the button, it's paired, job done. And I was like, no, that's not true. There is an option to get into the menus, and you can change things. And she was like, no. And I was like, yes. This went on for a while. I was getting really quite angry with her. I didn't swear. I probably raised my voice a little bit because I was getting really annoyed, but I kept polite-ish. I didn't swear or throw obscenities. But that is basically how you do it. It took me ages to figure out. I mean, now I know it's where it is and how to do it. It's actually quite easy, which is why I thought I would make this video and share it with you, so I could have a bit of a rant, a bit of a vent, and educate you at the same time. Okay, that's everything for now, and I will see you soon. Bye.